Hello. How's everybody doing out there? Welcome back to Roll for Health Gamers. We're live. You're live for now. Welcome back to Roll for Health Gamers. As always, it's your DM, right here. Last week, you all ventured further and further into the temple, coming across a couple treasure hoards that were not as they appeared. And
they're never as they appear.
It's true. You guys did walk away with a nice chunk of gold, though. From one of them. In fact, the last one, the treasure golem, that beat the crap out of you guys. And you're still in its room where we left off. What do you guys like to do?
Well, I could use a rest. I know we just slept not too long ago, but if we want to just take an hour or something, I think we're relatively safe in here.
Yeah. That would work for me.
Sure, sounds good.
Okay.
So are we short resting?
Yeah, if you guys want to go for it.
All right. I'm gonna roll my D10 hit die from my one fighter level first.
You also get mine, don't forget.
You reroll ones on these?
No.
Or no?
No.
Damn. Okay, well, that's a 1 on the D10.
I was going to say, you guys have Song of Rest, too.
Yeah, it's a D6.
Yeah.
You should roll the
Alright.
D6 before you roll anything else. Actually, you have to roll at least one hit die before you can roll the D6.
Yeah, no, I already rolled 1. So I'll roll the D6 now.
I'll roll
That's 2.
There it goes.
And you don't add your con to the D6, right?
Correct.
Alright, now D8s. Alright, that's 5 more. Another 1. I'm rolling like ass.
I got lucky and healed up exactly to full with 2 hit dice plus the extra d6. Thank you.
I had to use 4 in a D6, so.
I used my second win before we start the short rest so I can get it back again.
Okay.
Sorry, the song was a D6, right?
Yes. Oh,
It's a song of the South.
Totally forgot to... Oh, no.
The South, you say, but I'm from the North.
I forgot to roll the d6 for Lucius's Song of Rest. That is a 4, so that puts him at max.
Do I double that as well?
Double what as well?
Double what?
Oh,
So-
from your amulet of
Yeah.
No, it's just your
wound
hit
closure
die.
thing?
It is just your hit die.
Yeah, it's not a hit die. It's the song I play you guys while you're resting, and I gently caress my fingers through your hair.
Yeah. It very, very specifically says only hit die.
I'm bald.
Do you find that one spot on my tummy that just makes me...
No, you get booped.
It's flag.
Okay.
Boop the snoot.
Fair will
The
not let you
snoot.
touch their hair.
My mage hand is a cantrip. You get booped.
No pets, only boobs. For chat.
No scritches, only boops.
Yes.
But scritches are the best.
Yes, my dog is
Okay.
getting them right now because she has taken over underneath my desk because we have a thunderstorm coming through.
Aw. Okay. Is there anything anybody would like to do during their hour short rest?
Would somebody like to get another familiar?
I don't have anything to do that with.
Mm.
So I actually have to wait till we get out so I can buy stuff.
Oh, well, then maybe this one will survive a little bit longer.
Maybe. Probably not.
It is my goal to make him go through every single familiar form.
But that
DM
itself
goals.
is bad form.
True.
DM goals.
Yeah, no, I did all my healing. I'm back up to 58 out of 61, but it took all but one hit die. Which is annoying because you only at level 7 you only get 3 back on a long rest. So it's gonna take a while before I'm back up to full strength, but
You know what? I'll go ahead and cast a level 4 Cure Wounds on you for those final 3.
no.
Level 4.
Jesus, no.
Misallocation of resources. God.
It's my spells, and I'll use them if I want to, damn it.
It's my party. I can cry if I want to.
It's my hands. I can heal if I want to.
Yes, exactly. All right. After your hour of healing shenanigans, how would you guys like to proceed?
We gotta go find those other sphinxi. Sphinxes?
So there
Sphincters?
was that. So the way we got into this room was through a secret passage, correct?
Yes.
And that secret passage branched off and also went in another direction.
Yes.
So this was on the A6 map that you've had. This is room 20. 19 had a hallway that went up and around the secret room you guys were now in.
Yeah, so like can we follow that hallway
Yes.
and see like what else is back here?
Okay.
Fair, we'll go like second in the marching order and keep an eye out for traps.
Make a investigation check.
$22.
Good. There is a pressure plate on the floor right as you guys go around that corner.
I'll point it out. How big is it? Is it like big enough to jump over?
It's narrow enough in terms of tile that people can step over it.
Okay.
You people?
So we want to just step over it, leave it alone, or just try to disarm it?
What kind of trap was it? Just like a tile trap?
It's like a pressure plate connected to something.
Do those usually have valuable things to disarm? I don't think so.
Was it magical? Do we know?
Detect magic.
It is not magical.
Yeah, I guess keep an eye. Just be aware of it, I suppose.
Yeah, remember that it's here.
Just make sure we point out the Farzu. He'll remember for us.
Mm-hmm. Put it on the map we're making, right?
Yep. So thumbs up on disarming, thumbs down on disarming.
I don't mind leaving it just in case somebody comes after us.
Sounds good. We'll just leave it.
Okay. In this hallway, there is a door off to the right, about 15 feet past the pressure plate, and there are 2 doors about 25 feet further down at the end of the hallway, one going right and one going left.
So there's 2 doors down, not 3.
Yes.
Sorry, so there's one right past the pressure plate to the right,
Yes.
and there's one. Where's the other one?
There
The
are
other 2 are at the end of the hall.
at the end of the hall, one to the right, one.
Okay.
I say let's just start with the one closest to us and go on. Charge.
Sounds good. What does this one look like?
It is another one of these, not ornately decorated doors, but one of the steel locked doors that you guys have found pretty common in this place.
Okay.
Is it locked?
It is in fact locked.
Alright. Before
Does
I
the
lock,
key work?
We have a key.
I was gonna stab it first. Mimic check.
God.
It's metal.
Okay. Just checking.
The key does work.
So use the key, open the door.
Weird that this key works for every door.
It's magical.
Is it? I don't think so.
No, it's just a skeleton key.
Those are magical.
Not necessarily.
In Diablo,
Maybe
they are.
magically delicious.
Please don't eat it until we're done here.
It's magically delicious.
Although I suppose if
That
you
would-
did, we could go ask the Sphinx for 3 more riddles.
Also,
True.
if it's magically delicious, then the key would be magical.
If you guys as you guys open the door to the room, it is about 25 feet long and about 15 feet across. There doesn't seem to be anything like another room off of this room or any kind of thing interesting in it. It just seems to be a dead end, empty room.
Detect magic.
This room's empty.
There is nothing magical detected in the room.
So this is the north room?
This is the first north door, yes.
Okay.
I'll check out the floor and then the walls.
And make an investigation check.
Is the room made of stone?
Passive 22.
Also works.
Oh my god, did you guys get a
Wait,
Did
did
your
you say
proficiency-
perception or
investigation?
investigation? Sorry, I
Did
rolled
your
the wrong thing.
Did your proficiency bonus go up?
When?
Not at level 7.
At level 7, did it go up?
No, not at
Okay.
level. It goes up at 5 and then it goes up again at 9.
Oh, okay. I had it as a passive 21, so I was confused.
Yeah, investigation is 27. Sorry.
There is a secret door on what would be the western wall in this room.
Oh, see, it's not so empty after all. I'll motion for everyone to come join while I check to see if it looks like there are any traps on this.
I'll say with the 27 there, it is not trapped.
Okay.
Does the key
There.
work?
Or is there like an obvious sort of mechanism to open it?
Yes, there's an obvious mechanism. To you, would appear obvious. To everybody else, not so obvious. on the wall. On the wall.
Can I just sit there
Okay.
and stab it with the key, trying to get it to open?
Sure, I'll watch this for up to 5 minutes.
I'll turn to Dunce and say, "Hey, Dunce, I heard you like secret passages, so I put a secret passage inside this secret passage."
Old meme. Fair's like, I see you have studied the ancient texts.
All right. Well, now that everyone's made me feel old, I think I'm done for a minute.
Okay.
T and I went to the movies last weekend,
Mm-hmm.
and it was reconfirmed again that I'm 21. The two girls at the concession stand loved my dress, and we just sat there and talked about anime while we made our order. Yeah.
And then you got carded because you're under 21. Anyway,
Nope.
Oh wow.
Nope. They did the so how old are you? And I did the so how old am I?
That happens. The secret passage door will open up into a fairly sizable room, similar to the treasure hoard room. Both of them you guys have already discovered. Except this one is already filled with sand.
Well, at least that means nobody's going to be putting fake gold up in their pockets and shit again.
Detect magic?
There's nothing magical detected. So detect magic lasts for 10 minutes, doesn't it?
Is there another door in here?
There's not another door in here.
Okay.
Unless it's under the sand.
No, I'm just wondering because like this doesn't come out into like this room doesn't lead out into that same hallway. The other door going in this direction must be further down the hallway.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you have no idea how the other room down the hallway would fit in with this, but
Deep is the sand, like at the deepest point.
I was gonna say you guys can't really tell from the entrance of the room, but it could be considerably deep. Like you do not see any exposed rock in this room.
Oh, okay. Wow. So it's a lot of sand.
It is a lot of sand.
Probably something else in that sand again.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Can I shoot a firebolt into the sand?
Yeah, certainly.
Firebolt.
Just melts a little bit of the sand.
But nothing else notices it.
After about 20 seconds, after it hardens, after about a minute, if you're gonna wait that long to look at it, the glass being heavier slowly sinks into the sand and is pulled underneath.
Quicksand. Don't step in that.
Guess this room's a bust.
Unless anyone can
Hey.
breathe sand.
Farzu, don't you have a pet that can fly over it, or is he still dead?
Familiar's still dead.
You should have fixed that.
I didn't have anything to do it. Fix it with.
Expensive.
Maybe you should take better care of them then.
Why'd you let him die then?
Wasn't my fault.
Dude, he's a hawk. He should have been able to fly out of danger.
Not if danger flies out towards him.
Can't you
Dietrich, do you want
fly?
to?
Oh wait, no, you gave the boots away.
I was going to say Dietrich has them now. Do you want to see if you can fly over the sand and see if the view's any different from
Yeah.
up there?
Sure.
How's the weather
Yeah.
up
So
there?
if I fly up, what do I see when I look down?
You would see the sand kind of moving a little bit, kind of having like a not necessarily like a breath to it, because I don't want you guys to think there's something underneath it, but kind of like breathing, like it moving around, like you would expect quicksand to do.
You don't want us to think there's something underneath it, but we all absolutely think there's something underneath
Exactly.
it.
All right, now we gotta spend 45 minutes figuring out what it could be.
Yeah.
Figuring out.
It's okay, I'll just jump in
have to
and
walk
figure out
across.
what it
You
is.
just have to walk across the room one at a time.
So is the sand the entire room?
There is a. It is the entire room coming up to basically the doorstop.
Oh, okay.
But we don't see anything else in here, like any other doors.
No, there's nothing else inside the room besides the sand.
Can I look around for any kind of signs that anyone has been here recently?
In this specific room, or in like these two rooms in
Yeah.
general.
Both, I think.
Yeah, make a percep. Give me 1 second to think about this.
Make an athletics check.
Make a Constitution saving throw. I'm kidding.
Make a strength saving
investigation or perception.
Great, I'll do perception. That is a nat 20 for a 25.
Okay. There are traces on like the door in this room, the secret door in this room, and of things. You would expect more dust on some of these trails than have been. So, was somebody here recently? Like within the last week or a couple months? Probably not, but within the last year or two? Probably.
Can I um can I call over Emrys and Nymeria and point out the dust and the markings I saw and ask them like what does this look like to you? Do you think someone else has beaten us to it, or has someone been here? And I'm kind of above game asking them if they can make survival checks about it. Because I think you're the two who can do that.
You want to make survival checks about it?
Survival check. All right, I'll make one.
Look, I'm having a bad day and I just need to make a survival check about it.
23.
On my not cocked dice, finally after the third roll, it was a 24.
Okay. With that, after he points it out, there are definite, very hard to detect because it is stone. It is a solid stone surface. Footprints in the trail where the dust and dirt is not as heavy.
Oh, I thought you were going to say in the
Very
sand.
faint, very faint.
And I was going to say that's the part where I carried you.
Well, is it one set or two sets of footprints, though?
One set of footprints.
Do they look like they're from a beast?
They do not.
So
What was the other saying about you can't leave footprints in the sands of time by sitting on your butt? And who wants to leave butt prints in the sands of time?
They do go to the secret door and then will turn around and leave the room, though, in terms of two sets of footprints.
So they went up
Oh.
to the secret door, decided not to go in, and left the way they came?
Oh, judging by the footprints, you would
Or-
have no idea if they went in the door or not.
Oh, because yeah, there wouldn't be footprints in the other room.
Mm-hmm.
So we see
And
a
where
set
the
of
secret
footprints
door
going
is,
up.
there's no dust because it's closed off at the floor.
Right. So we see footprints going up to the secret door, and then we see another set of footprints coming out, and
Correct.
we
But
can
it's-
assume that they've been in there.
Yes.
Okay.
We still got rope, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty
What do you
sure
have
I'm
in
the
mind?
light. Well, I'm pretty sure I'm the lightest one of all of us.
Well, now that Rook's not here anymore, I think that's a good bet.
So why don't we tie
You're
a
trying
rope
to
around
say we're
me?
all
and-
fat? That's messed up.
You're all taller than me. So why don't we just could maybe tie a rope around me and I walk? See
You
what
don't want to
happens?
get tossed?
No, I don't want to get tossed. Does it
You
look
know,
like
I could just.
tell your wolf to go?
No, I think we should throw him over there.
No.
We're strong enough.
Yes, but you don't need to throw me. I'll walk, thank you.
But what if there's something at the beginning and not it? We want you to get to the middle to test it out.
But the
So you'd have to
fireball
go
breaks the
jump
middle.
over.
If he's hitting the ground at speed, he might be more likely to trigger whatever it is if it's weight based, which sort of defeats the purpose of sending our lightest person.
Right, so if we
Just
throw
let him walk
him,
out.
it'll help.
Yeah, but that would hurt.
Also, that.
It's sand.
I could just walk over there and see what happens. I mean, what's the worst that happens?
Do I have a sense of? So I've been wearing these winged boots for a minute now.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have a sense of like how much torque is there to the winged boots? Like if I am starting to sink in quicksand, right? Like maybe it's like up to my ankles and I see that it's rising or something. If I activate the winged boots, can I fly out of the quicksand? Like, do they have that much like horsepower essentially? Or do I get the sense that it's like, no, like I'd be just as fucked as anybody else if my feet get caught in this?
You wouldn't be as fucked as everybody else, but you would be pretty fucked.
Gotcha.
Slightly less fucked.
Yeah.
So what if you go upside down and try to push down? Or walk on your hands?
Is there anyone here who doesn't need to breathe? And I look at Lucius.
He could just.
Still needs to breathe.
Allegedly.
That you know of.
Do we want to take that risk?
That's why I said tie me and walk in. Just hold on to the rope.
I think what if Lucius leaves his echo up here and then just dives into the middle and sinks down? And if it gets like really bad and he starts to like suffocate or lose, start to lose consciousness or whatever, he can just vamp back into his echoes space. And then we'll have an idea
Okay.
of what might be down there.
Easy enough
Oh,
to
that's
do.
even better.
Easy enough to do. Oof, I also rolled terribly. Yeah, he can do that and jump, leave the echo
Or
there.
I guess he could have the echo jump down in because he can perceive through the echo's senses now. Is that correct?
Yes, but if it does any damage, the echo goes poof.
Gotcha.
Which it does not, but he will leave the echo up here and jump in. It is, it's just, he'll go down and bamf back up. It's just 30 feet of sand to a stone bottom. From where he leapt in.
Well, it seems like just your standard garden variety quicksand. Perhaps there was once some kind of gold or treasure on top of the quicksand, and if you walked over to pick it up, you sank down through. And either some unfortunate soul has already sprung the trap, or someone cleverly figured out a way to get the treasure off the top without getting sucked beneath.
But then the treasure would also have to be light enough to not sink into the sand itself, presumably.
Or it
Could've
could have been
been magic.
enchanted in some way.
True.
Or there's something else we're not seeing. I think if you don't detect anything magical, I feel comfortable moving on if that's what everyone wants to do.
I'm not sure
No
if I would be
magic,
able to
no
see
support.
if, from here, if there's anything at the bottom of 30 feet of sand, but do we want to expend the effort to see if there's anything down there or not? We may as well just move on.
Have we been here long enough to qualify for a long rest yet?
No. I would say short rest
I
if
only-
anybody needed to roll more. Forgot to roll hit die, for sure.
I only need 4 hours. Can we hang out here for a couple more? Let me meditate.
I mean,
I get all my spell slots back.
if it's any longer than that, I need to contact my doctor.
Oh god.
Boo.
It'll be okay. It'll only
Lose a
hurt for
point of luck
second.
for that.
Yeah.
Lose the luck point for that.
God damn it.
Uh,
Robbie, why do you have to put ideas in the DM's head?
that'd be mean.
You
That
act
would
like
be
they're
mean.
not already there.
Also true. All right, so where would you all like to go next?
I guess back into the
Hallway.
hallway that had the other two doors.
Yep. North door or south door?
Left.
It is south,
Which is south.
I believe.
Yes, that is correct. It is in this room, kind of hard to describe because of the size of it. It is a smaller, like, foyer room. It leads off to two more doors. A little bit more cobweb in this area. Unlit torch on the wall. Like you're getting to a deeper part of this dungeon. There is a west door to the immediately west. So when you guys walk into the room to your right, and then one at the other end of the room to the left.
Anything else interesting of the room?
Besides the increased dust and cobwebs. Not that you can see.
No tracks.
Make a survival check.
Somebody with a better survival roll.
That wasn't great.
I got a 10.
I got a 14.
Now that you know what to look for, they're there.
Where do they lead?
To the western door.
Are you sure we want to be following the footsteps?
No,
I mean,
I was gonna suggest to go to the opposite door since
does anybody really need to pee that badly to go to the west room?
Take a
God, that was
point.
good.
My
I was gonna say,
God. My God.
take Lenny's luck point. Just take Lenny's luck point.
Fuck you. I'm keeping my luck point. Well, I think whatever's making these footprints, if it's still down here, I would like to sneak up on it before it sneaks up on us.
Sure, I just was gonna suggest to go to the other room first. The one they haven't been in.
Would you like me to leave an alarm spell in this room?
That might be a good idea.
Alright, if I recall
Wish
correctly, I
mine-
can ritual cast that.
Mine was
Yeah.
roll cast.
So I need 11 minutes and I can cast an alarm.
Can we determine what type of what race the footprints belong to?
You have proficiency with survival? You do.
Yes.
Make a survival check.
I have half proficiency.
I have a nat 20 for a 24.
Okay. They are too big to be human, too large to be gnome or dwarf, way too narrow to be dwarf.
Big and narrow.
Not as big as human feet.
I thought you said they're
But
too
narrow.
big to be human.
No, they're too. Sorry, they're too. I said that backwards. They're too small to be human feet.
Oh, gotcha.
They're not as wide as dwarf feet would be, and they're too small to be like halfling or gnome.
So they're too small to be halfling or gnome?
Too large to be halfling or gnome. I keep saying
Okay.
it
So
backwards.
they're like in between halfling and gnome and human.
Yes.
And not as wide as a dwarf.
Yes.
Okay.
Where does that leave?
I don't know, but my brain was all sorts of in 15 different directions with that.
Yeah.
It's like, man, dwarf's got some big ass feet.
Would that leave
Elves.
like elves?
And they are wearing some type of foot, like shoe, like boot covering.
A
They're wearing
foot
a
shoe,
Foot
as
cover-
opposed to a hand shoe.
I love hand shoes. Do you not wear hand shoes?
I'm gonna go over to
Could be a
Emerus,
horseshoe.
and I'm gonna grab his foot and lift it up to kind of look at it, see if
Who?
it matches.
Who? Emerus?
Emerus. He's an elf.
Yeah, it's close. It's almost
Close?
the right. It's almost the right size.
Don't touch my foot again.
Could have just shape changed into an elf.
Yeah.
Where's the fun in that?
Exactly.
Gotta piss off the healer, man.
All right, so should we go to the room that they haven't been in after 8 more minutes has passed?
If Bear is gonna leave an alarm spell, I think that's fine.
Yeah, 8 more minutes.
Okay. So you guys are going to go the opposite way from the footprints.
East.
So you're going to go through the east door. Okay. It wraps around a hallway that heads east, then goes south, then goes back west before coming to an unlocked door.
No other doors on the way to that door?
No other doors on the way to that door.
Locked, unlocked, like there is no lock, or unlocked,
There
like
is no lock on the door.
Okay. Check for traps.
With your passive, there are no traps on the door.
Okay.
Stab it with the dagger. Mimic check.
Your dagger bounces off of it.
I'm gonna cast a cantrip on it just to double check.
Damn it, the mimic was wearing armor. Roll initiative. Kidding.
Wow.
Kidding.
Well, technically,
I cast
I do believe
frostbite.
Detect Magic is still up, so
Yes, that's true.
All right, well, open the door.
Head through, I guess.
All right. Inside this room, that does have an even bigger layer of dust and debris, more cobwebs here. A little damper feeling than some of the entry rooms, or even the rooms that had water in them. There are 3 more doors and 3 more choices to make. There's a door that goes back east, one that goes west, and one that goes south.
Is the door that goes back east like to the right of where we came in or to the left? Like
So-
in which way does it double
So you
back?
guys go south into the room. So about halfway down this 20-foot
Wait,
room,
you go
there's the door
south.
to
You
the-
said we go west into the room. I thought.
No, it goes west, and then the door is immediately south at the end of the hallway.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Immediately south at the end of the room. And it goes about halfway down into the room is the door to the east. And then on the far wall is the door to the south that continues south, and the door to the west.
So we come in like we're heading south going into this room, and then there are doors to the south, west, and east. So just like 3 doors on the 3 walls in front of us.
I'll draw it and send it to you.
I mean, I still don't have to go pee, so I don't need to go to the west room. So, go east or south.
Okay.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So yes, but they're sort of not in the middle of each.
Correct.
So like the atmosphere is different in this part of the maze. Are the walls still made of the same stone? Does it look like?
Yes, but they are also getting the walls would also be with your investigation and passive perception are getting a little bit damper. Like you've also been this kind of corner of the temple kind of almost is slightly lower and closer to like the water table than the other parts
Okay.
of the dungeon.
All right. Well, then this might be a good indicator of where my stone has come from. If the stone is water eroded. Just have to figure out which doors to take.
Do we notice any kind of markings or writing on the doors? Any kind of symbols, like anything that indicates that, like any way that they're different from one another?
Make a investigation check for me.
I will.
Passive 12.
I'll also check.
Okay. So roll with advantage, Dietrich.
Okay, so second roll. No, still passive 12.
Damn.
Sorry, rolled low twice.
Yeah, it happens. There doesn't really seem to be any difference. The door to the east looks like it maybe has a one-way lock, like the other side is locked. This side you can freely open the door. And even with the 12, you would notice that all 3 of the doors are unlocked.
Well, based on this, I think I would guess we save east for last, because that's the one that's one-way locked. If we go through that, we're not going to be able to get back this way unless we are able to, pick that lock or if the key opens it. But I
Or we
think
prop the
whatever
door open.
possibly, but I think but more importantly, because it's one-way locked, I think whatever the big reveal is in this part of the dungeon is probably that way. It may behoove us to gather some more information before jumping straight to the final piece of the puzzle. Unless we're trying to speed run this dungeon, in which case we've done an awful job so far.
I don't know. Maybe we should sit here and think about if we want to speed run it or not first, and then we can decide what door to go in. I mean, if you think east is the end, then let's not go to the east. Let's do south or west. When faced with a choice, I always choose the left one, so.
Let's head south then.
South it is.
Okay.
I stab the door with a knife, or with a dagger.
Give me 1 second.
Shit, it's a mimic.
It's
I'm
not.
also
a
gonna
mimic.
cast a cantrip at it.
It's
The door screams.
Not a mimic. Yeah, the door screams.
I'm gonna hurl some vicious mockery at the door.
How would you like to insult the door?
With a chainsaw?
That's how you would banish the door if it was made of wood.
So it's not made of wood.
It's not made of wood.
Insult, not assault.
Which means it weighs the
So
same.
I'm gonna
as a
throw
duck.
some pepper at it. It takes 2d4 damage.
It does not. I'm trying to.
It does not.
It does not. No.
Vicious mocked the door.
I lost the map. I can't find it on
Oh,
Tabletop
no.
Simulator.
Oh
Pretty
shit!
sure
Or
the door fails.
where I saved it. Where I saved it.
The door fails its wisdom saving throw.
It did. Give me a second to also get you guys in the right location.
We're in for some fun.
Yeah,
Can we
you guys
use
are in
echo
for
location?
some fun.
I'm
Alright,
already
what?
so tired of that damn bat.
Oh yeah, fuck the bat. What's the marching
No, thanks.
order for entry into the room?
Probably Lucius.
Yes, Lucius first.
Okay. Then who?
I'm last.
I'd be in the back.
I'm usually in the middle.
Okay.
I'm usually near the front, but not at the very front.
I'm never at the front.
We can't ever see where you are.
No, of course not.
Your stealth is too good.
So who else is near the front
Especially
with
because it's
Lucius?
stone.
You probably am.
Okay. Trying to get everything right. Do you have your spell book out there? And secondarily,
Wait,
how
oh.
are you guys opening the door? Are you just like kicking it down? Like what's going on?
I'll try my thieves' tools, I guess.
I mean, it's open. It's unlocked.
Oh. Well, yeah, we go through the door. Right? Does it matter how?
I don't know. I didn't know if you guys wanted to be stealthy about it, not knowing what was ahead, whatever. But okay, cool.
I'm always stealthy because stone advantage.
Well, and I think I kind of think thus far in here we haven't really experienced anything that would necessitate stealthiness.
True.
So I don't know that Dietrich would feel the need. Like just more abandoned like dungeon ruins.
Yeah. Okay. So this is what you guys see.
But I will light my sword as we go through the door.
So with the dim light, even with everything, this is what you guys see when you walk in. There are 3 more doors in the room. There is some kind of nesting material, and underneath this there is gold.
Fair immediately looks at Dietrich and goes, "Do not."
Oops. I need everyone to make perception checks, please.
$22.
Okay.
16.
Okay.
17.
Well,
Dirty 20.
Okay.
For once, I'm gonna be the one that doesn't see anything with a 14.
nope, I am worse than you.
15 for Lucius. Okay.
And I'll turn back to Fair with a look of like faux outrage on my face and just like that hurts me. That hurts me, Fair.
What you guys would also notice, unlike any other rooms you guys have previously been in, there are trusses supporting the ceiling of this room that is about 50 feet high. So about 30 feet up, there are support beams that kind of go across this room, and one that runs down the middle.
Is the ceiling still made of stone?
Yes. And supports
Okay.
are also made of stone.
Okay.
They're not flammable.
Well, aren't we looking for a crane sphinx? Does this look sort of like a bird's nest?
Make an insight check.
That's a 7.
So passive 13.
Can we all make insight checks or just fair?
Certainly, if you want to.
Trying to remember what surface birds look like.
That's a 19.
Birds aren't the only thing that nests and hide gold.
Dragon.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Sphinx.
The other one's a
I
dragon.
swear I saw a dragon.
It could be a sphinx.
Yeah, because the other one was a dragon sphinx, now that I think about it.
Those are the two that are left from the door.
Should we yell out, "Hey, first sphinx says hello"? Bob the Sphinx says hello.
Detect magic?
I actually have to look up something on D&D Beyond. Give me 1 second. You would detect nothing.
Is there anything in the nest? If we fly up to the 50-foot ceiling, can I see down into the nest?
There is nothing in the nest.
Is there anything like on the ceiling in the rafters or something?
Make another perception check.
Dirty 20.
Does not appear to be.
I'm wondering if the ceiling might be rigged to collapse.
I'm wondering if whatever makes its bed in this nest is watching us right now and laughing.
I'm wondering why Dietrich hasn't broken for the money.
I will
Because there's a giant nest on top of it, and we're not quite sure what kind of creature makes such a nest, and I'm a little freaked out. Any other
I will
questions?
say you notice there is more gold than nesting material when you're up there too.
I got a question. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
How much wood would you want him to chuck?
Well, as much as he
Question-
could.
The question isn't how much wood would a woodchuck chuck. The question is how much wood could a woodchuck chuck.
If Woodchuck was Chuck Norris. Since we're making old joke references tonight.
We have any idea what, like, specifically what kind of creature makes this kind of nest? Particularly with, like, on top of a hoard of gold. Like, above game, I'm pretty sure I know, but, like, in game, do we know? It's a dragon?
I will say anybody with proficiency with like nature who is fairly
What a-
red would probably know.
What about half proficiency?
Well,
Definitely not me.
Not it.
I mean, like,
well,
I've got.
I'm proficient in nature. Also, points to Albert.
Who's Albert?
Drake.
My Drake.
Yes.
You want me to do a nature check?
Yeah. If you want to roll for it, yeah.
Oh, that's terrible.
Can I start walking
That-
along the wall to the right? Just so we're not
That's an
clustered up.
8.
Oof. Like how far? Like your full movement speed on this turn?
No, like halfway.
Okay.
Yeah, right about there.
Okay.
That's
Are we-
probably a good idea. I'll start going
I mean,
to
if
like straight ahead and fanning out.
if it's a dragon, I don't really want to get hit with a fireball.
Yeah.
You
I
guys
agree.
can sit there and think, but I'm not gonna sit there and think in a clustered group.
I just don't want to be near any of them.
Does anybody
Would-
else want to move?
Get me the heck away from them.
Yeah.
I'd like to hide somewhere where there's no one else.
I mean, you can try and hide behind the door frame. I'm not sure how much luck it's going to bring you.
You could also hide in the gold pile.
I think
Yeah,
I think our golem friend's gonna do that. Hide in the gold pile for us. He should go investigate.
Have I read anything about something that would make this sort of nest?
I will say you and Farzu, who are fairly well read, you do know that dragons nest and do store gold. Would it make sense for a half dragon, half sphinx to do the same thing? Probably.
And I think I will sort of look at the others and like give them a look and nod a little bit so they kind of know what I'm about to do. And then just yell out like, "Hello!
Well, I said,
Is
did
anyone
anybody want to
there?"
say bot? The first sphinx says hello, so it knows we're friendly.
You would
Are we
hear nothing back.
Are we sure it understands common?
I'll try yelling hello in Elvish and Infernal.
If it
And
is
I
a
guess
dragon.
thieves can't because why not?
Because why not?
Because thieves can.
I understood one of those. Yay!
Everybody. First of all, is everybody good where they're standing right now?
You keep asking me questions that make me want to move even further away.
I'm worried.
I have a
think-
21 in stealth.
Cool.
I think while Dietrich is yelling fair, we'll move closer to the door on the left wall.
Oh, like
No,
all the way over there?
Yeah, to take a look at it.
I'll move closer to the nest. Why not?
You're gonna jump past Emrys there?
No, I was gonna go split in between them. I'm actually going towards the nest. Why not?
Okay. Okay.
I got a Loxodon Bard ready to go. Let's go towards the nest.
So everybody make a perception check for me, please.
Massive 20.
Okay.
Does this have to
11.
do with hearing,
It does not have to do with hearing.
smelling?
Oh, you have advantage on both of those. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, roll with advantage on this.
Passive 18.
Okay.
You said perception?
Yes.
Not 20 for 21.
Okay.
15.
I have nice shoes.
Distracted by the sparkly gold.
Yeah. That's all I can see is that purple amethyst sticking out of the gold pile.
Watch nothing but the lamp.
You hear Nymeria. A pop from the rafters. And then you hear it closer to Dietrich.
Whew. Safe.
You had you used your passive 20, right? I'm going to steal a description from Brennan Lee Mulligan because it's really, really good. When you go invisible, your eyes don't go invisible.
Fireworks show.
Your
Oh.
eyes don't go invisible. And
Yeah.
you see true draconic eyeballs staring at you from about 10 feet away. About 10 feet away. The next thing you see is flame. So I need Dietrich, Nymeria, and Farzu to roll dexterity saving throws for me.
Farzu was stealth.
Yeah.
He just happened to pick the side of the frame that the cone is going towards.
Luck point.
Okay.
You said Dex?
Dexterity, yeah.
Oh. Why can't it be con or charisma? Or intelligent?
I'm going to use a point of inspiration.
Okay.
There we go. That's a 23.
That will succeed.
21.
That will also succeed.
I used 4 points of inspiration, so I have a 27.
That
Great.
fails.
That fails. Yeah. You rolled too high. All three of you will take half fire damage, which is 26 points.
Ouch,
I'm-
26?
I'm resistant, so I take 13.
Correct. And his invisibility will drop.
I'm absorbing elements, so I take 13. Did an 18 or did a 19 pass for
A
Albert?
19 did pass, so it would only be 29 points to him as well. And I need everyone to roll initiative, please.
I really like how Dietrich is just facing this guy head on.
I mean, he
Alright,
was
if
right the entire time. It was watching and laughing at you.
If it's fire damage, I'll be all right for a while.
I'll definitely be okay with fire.
I still
Or
don't
else
notice
become
there's a dragon.
Yes.
Not with my perception roll. I don't notice there's still a dragon here.
Did anybody roll over a 20?
A dirty 20.
Dirty 20 for Dietrich. You are up first.
I have
Maybe.
23.
Oh, shit. Nymeria is up first. Dietrich is up second. 20 to 15.
I have a 19 for fair.
Okay. 15 to 10.
13.
14.
13.
What was yours again? Dunce?
13.
Do you have a higher dex than
Plus 3 and 16.
Farzu? Yep.
Everyone has a higher dex than me.
Not entirely true. I also hate to I'm gonna laugh because it happened again. It's everybody, Preacher, and then Lucius who rolled 5.
Sounds right.
Sounds about
Just got to
right.
pick on Lucius because he's not here.
So Nymeria is up first.
I am going to Hunter's Market
Okay.
and take my 2 shots. 19.
19 will hit.
$13 with Hunter's Mark.
Okay.
Second shot. 21. So that
will
also
do it.
hits. For another 13.
Okie dokie. Any movement?
Yeah.
You and Albert.
Well, Albert's gonna move behind it.
Okay.
I want to move closer to the gold pile, but also like not near people.
So you want to go like there?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
And then I already used my bonus action, so that's it for Albert.
Yeah. Dietrich and then Fair.
I'm gonna bonus action Hexblade's Curse.
Okay.
My sword is already out and fiery. Although I doubt the fire part will matter. And
That
I'm
is
gonna
correct.
with my movement, I'm gonna sort of fly so I'm like right over his head and then take a downward swing with my blade.
Okay. Are you gonna stay in the air or are you gonna land?
After the attack, I'm gonna fly off and stay in the air.
Okay, cool. Then
If
I will
that's
get
okay.
then I will get the lifter out. That's why I was asking.
Sometimes, yeah, no. Sometimes I do it for just a flavor thing, so that's a good clarification.
Okay.
And I have +2 on this because of Albert.
That is correct.
That is so with the +2 from Albert, that's a dirty 20.
That will hit.
All right, so I assume it doesn't take fire damage.
That is correct.
So I just have sneak attack damage, booming blade damage, and weapon damage, and Hexblade's curse damage. That's 37 damage.
Okay.
And then, because I don't provoke opportunity attacks from anybody I attacked this turn, I'm just going to go flying off kind of in the direction of like that way, where you just,
Like
yeah,
that
more
at an
just
angle.
away from everybody else until
Okay.
I've used up my 30 feet of movement.
Yeah, so you used 5, 10 to get up above, or 5, technically 5 to get up above him, and then 25 will get you like there. Which means...
Can I go any higher with the 25?
Yeah. Because remember, they do not use the quadratic equation in damn it. They do not use the quadratic equation in D&D.
Yeah, I know, it's dumb.
Yeah. Actually, no, it just saves you from a shit ton of math. So yeah, you can go up like 15 feet if you want to.
Sounds good.
Cool.
I mean, he's kind of right then. It's dumb. Saves you from math, so you don't have to do math, so you're not very smart. So
Right.
it's dumb.
But like I would for me personally, I would happily do more math
Yeah.
if it made it more realistic. But I know not everybody is weird.
Yeah.
Weirdo.
Or at least that flavor of weird.
That's true. We're playing D&D. We're all weird in a way. That's the way I'm
very
weird.
true. That's very true. He's going to use his legendary action, and you're going to hear the pop sound that gave it away where he was, Nymeria, as he pops in between you guys and the Horde.
Hot goes the dragon.
That's a teleport, not his movement.
That is correct.
It was a legendary action, yeah.
Some
No,
people
it's
have,
just
some
if he
have
uses his
legendary.
movement, yeah.
Oh,
Also,
fair enough.
technically, some creatures do have legendary actions where they do move, where they can move. Like vampires is one of their legendary actions. Fair is up, then Emrys, then Dunce.
All right. How far away is it from me right now?
About 40 feet now.
Okay.
Actually, probably closer to 50.
Okay. I will move my spell deck 30 feet closer to it.
Okay.
And let's see. So it's like 20 feet away right there.
Yes.
I think I will cast 3rd level False Life on myself.
Okay.
And I'll move sort of like 5 feet closer to the dragon, just so I'm not up against the wall.
Okay.
And I'll just end my turn there. So let me just roll my temporary hit points.
Great.
Cool. 17.
Damn. And then
Which is 50% more hit points. Not bad.
no. End of your turn, he's going to use his last legendary action to make a claw attack on Dunce, which will definitely hit.
The hell? Why is it got to definitely hit? I have good AC.
What is your AC?
18.
18? Yeah. It hits by a margin.
It's like definitely. That sounds insulting.
For 16 points of slashing damage.
Right. I will subtract with my cutting words. D8. 3. So you said 16?
Yes.
13.
Cool. Emrys, Dunce, and then Farzu.
How far away am I from?
You're about 20 feet away from it right now.
Cool. I'm gonna cantrip frostbite.
Okay, what save is that?
The con 17.
Cool. That's con 18.
Okay. And then my doggo's gonna go up and attack with his 2 attacks. One is a nat 20. The other is only going to be a 15.
Is that a 17 because Dunce is there?
Yes, that's
It is a 17.
It's Dunce is there. You're going to move the dog up and attack? Okay.
Yes.
Got it. Sorry.
So I'll roll the crit first. Which is 19 on the crit. And then did the 17 hit?
Did you roll max damage on the crit?
No, no, I'm sorry.
Yeah, because it's 1d6. So
It's
it'd be 11 plus 5.
Yes.
Yeah. It'd be 16.
It's 16. I accidentally miss math.
Yeah.
And then did the 17 hit?
No, the 17 just missed.
Okay. And that ends my turn.
Cool. Great. Dunce and then Farzu.
Hold on, I gotta see if I can use this. Nope. So I'm going to bonus action Misty Step,
Okay.
and I'm gonna go into the nest. Cause fuck him, I can. And I guess do that. Can I just hide in here, I guess?
Oh, yeah, Misty Step's a bonus action, so yeah, you can try and hide in
Yeah.
the nest. Yeah.
24 for stealth.
Okay.
And that's it.
All right. Farzu.
But how far am I from him?
About 40 feet.
Okay, can I move up to be 30?
Yeah.
I'm gonna cast Witch Bolt at
Okay.
3rd level.
Okay. Witch Bolt at 3rd level.
17 plus 7.
That'll definitely hit.
And 3d12s. 4, 8, 18.
Points of lightning damage.
Yep.
Cool.
And I think they'll yeah, I think that'll be it for me.
Cool. Slightly off scale for this map, but I need Nymeria, Lucius, and Farzu to make dexterity saving throws.
I just see Farzu's head hang in shame.
Farzu's like, damn it.
Oh, damn, I rolled a nat 20 for a 20 on Lucius.
Farzu's like, I should have backed up.
no.
I should have backed up.
Yup.
Can I do anything to stop that?
I mean,
Just out of curiosity.
do you have absorb elements?
I wish.
I'm assuming it's just a breath weapon, right?
Yeah, it's just a breath weapon, yeah.
Yeah, so there's no roll to anything.
I mean, unless you still have one of your, what's it called, rolls.
Yeah, you have points of inspiration.
You have points of inspiration. You also have portents, which I think you've only used one of today. I don't know what your other roll was.
Fortunes. All right. Yeah, so those are all very low.
No, that's good
But,
though.
but
You,
I
you
was just
use them
curious
for the
because
dragon saves.
I
Yeah.
wanted to get rid of damage altogether.
Absorb elements would be the only way to do it. Or roll inspiration
Don't
to
worry,
make the
buddy.
save.
Well,
Don't worry, buddy. I got you. I got you. You're fine. You're fine. Don't worry, Farzu.
I got a 19 for a dirty 20, so.
Yeah, I mean, you saved.
But I
Yeah,
know,
he
I
was-
knew that, but I still take half damage, right?
Yeah. Nymeria, what did
And
you
I
get?
only have 24 health.
What did Nymeria get?
21.
Okay, that saves. So everybody saves. I rolled a little bit better this time.
Can I throw a 7 in there?
Can I cutting words the damage on the breath weapon?
Hold up. How does that would? Let me actually look. Hold up. Let me look at cutting words because I have a.
It says attack, a roll, ability check, or damage roll.
Yeah, and it does roll it does roll damage. So if you want to do it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that seems like it would
Yeah.
be a decent healing to do
Especially
it for
since, yeah,
3.
it's 1 damage roll for all
Right.
3 of you. So the
Yeah.
cutting words is great
Yeah.
for that.
7, which is awful for math purposes, but
Actually, it made it an even number. So.
oh, good.
So it will be 24 points of damage.
I am unconscious. Thank you so
The look
fucking
on
much.
Dunce's face. The look on Dunce's face.
I tried.
Dude, it was better than 28, man.
True, I would still be unconscious.
Yeah, you'd still be unconscious. So.
But I have 1 HP.
Well, you have 0 HP if you were at 24.
Yeah. If you're at 1, you're not unconscious.
Sorry,
You
it's
should have eaten that good berry.
Yes. Also,
I
you
did eat.
should.
He
I
did.
did eat that
He
before.
used it to heal.
Albert's gone.
Albert is not in the cone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because he's still all the way over there.
What damage choice is Albert, by the way?
Lightning.
Okay.
Cool.
Wait. That 7 should
sorry.
come off before the cut in half, right?
Correct.
Okay.
So that is what happens. It took it from took
Yeah.
it from 55 to 48. Divided by
Yeah.
2 is 24.
But I don't do any death saving throws. Death saves.
No, but you are at, yeah, correct. I do them when it gets back to your turn, but I doubt it will. We'll see what happens.
Uh-oh.
I have an actual. Give me a second. All right, I'm gonna move up into melee range with Lucius. I'm going to bamf out the Echo and make
6 attacks.
2 attacks with him, and then obviously the Unleash Incarnation attack as well. Alright, so it's an 18 and a dirty 20, so both of them will hit for... Holy shit, that is 18 on the first one. And 13 for a total of 31 on those 2 attacks. The Echo's attack is a 19, so that will also hit for another 13 points of damage.
Is he going to action surge and do it all again?
I don't think so. Because at this point, it is not looking too good. And would probably... I'm gonna not metagame, but it does not look really good. It looks like 1 attack would kill it, and so people are gonna be able to down it sooner rather than later. So don't burn. Because he only gets it back on a long rest, right?
Action surge is short rest.
Oh, okay. I thought Second Wind was short rest and Action Surge was long rest, but okay, yeah, he won't.
No, they're both short.
Got it.
Both short.
But that makes it Nymeria's turn.
Then I still have Hunter's Mark on it. I'm gonna
Yep.
throw my 2 shots in it.
Cool.
26 to hit.
Definitely.
16 on the first one with Hunter's Mark. Yeah.
How you doing this?
Can I see, like, its face?
Yes.
I'm gonna just shoot it straight in the eyeball.
And the arrow comes out the other side of its head as it kind of like rears back before crashing to the ground. Dead.
Oh man, I still had another shot.
FYI, we are still in initiative because someone is unconscious.
I'm gonna. So it's my turn next.
Yes.
Oh well, then I'm gonna bonus action. What am I gonna do? Nope, I don't have have the slots for that. So nope.
Okay.
I'm done.
I'm gonna fly down toward Farzu and feed him my good berry
Okay.
just to get him up.
Cool.
Why'd
So
you
he's
do
got one
that?
hit. What?
Why'd you do that? I was gonna make him beg for heals. He wanted to touch my feet.
He
mean-
can't beg for heals if he's unconscious.
I mean, Emrys, I want someone to touch my feet too, but it doesn't need to be here and now.
Also, I mean, I'd be careful with your wording there. Heals or heels. It's feet after all.
I mean, fair.
And as I wake up, I'm like, I don't beg for anything.
Guess you're staying like that then.
Alright. Can I dig around for stuff in the gold pile?
Yeah, no. As soon as I see that Farzu's conscious, I am off to the gold pile.
Make an investigation.
I just want to beat.
Make an investigation.
I just want to
check.
beat Dietrich to anything good.
I'm going to the gold pile too.
Dunce first because he's there. Make an investigation check.
21.
Okay. It is not actually gold and jewels underneath the hay. It is just regular rocks that are painted gold and painted to look like jewels.
Sigh.
I am gonna go over to Farzu and use my free cure wounds from my metallic dragon.
Okay.
I am not going to stop Dietrich and...
You get 3 whole points, sir.
We'll let Dietrich come over here. I can't communicate with Emrys telepathically, so he'll have to run over here and find out too, unfortunately.
I'm gonna go search that dragon.
Yeah, I'm gonna go check out the dragon as well.
I have an 18 investigation for the horde.
Yeah, it's fake gold and jewels. They're painted rocks.
Does anything look passable for fake gold or jewels? Like, does it look really good?
Probably to a dragon, yeah. Or a Draco Sphinx. So it obviously has the body of a lion, it has the head of a dragon, and the tail of a dragon. What's really interesting is the wings are not typical dragon wings. They're the long feathered kind rather than like the membraned, as you guys would investigate the body. So there's not really scales or anything that you could take off of it.
But you said it has the body of a lion.
Yes.
Can I take I want to take the skin off the body of the lion.
And I would like a feather.
Okay.
I would also like a feather.
I would like a tooth.
Make a dexterity check to remove the feather. Or sleight of hand.
I'm gonna go give guidance.
I'm using the skinning knife, so what would that...
Give me a second.
Can't remember what you said that gave me.
God, I
you
hope
don't have proficiency with it, so you don't have disadvantage.
Okay.
It also lowers the DC.
Roll a 1.
That's a 15 sleight of hand with guidance to remove a feather.
15.
Yeah,
I got a
Easy enough to pluck a
Yeah.
feather. Easy enough to pluck a red
Cool.
feather out of it.
Would
What
you
was yours,
roll a
Fair?
1?
Do I also get guidance?
Yeah, I'll
We'll
say.
go to her next, touch her, and give
Says
her guidance.
them.
Them. Oh, what is it? A D4?
Yes.
Yes, it's a D4.
Okay.
Duns, I rolled like a 6.
Oh.
I only have a +7 to sleight of hand with the gloves
Oh my
Uh,
god.
because I'm not proficient
18.
in it.
Again, easy enough to pick out a feather. Make a.
You said Dex
It's
for me?
Yeah,
Or-
I believe it is Dex. Let me double check.
And you said they're red?
Yes, they're red
Awesome.
feathers. Yeah, dexterity, please.
Would be a 19.
It has a lot of holes in it from a lot of mistakes, but over 25 or 30 minutes, you
Shit.
can remove the hide.
Hey, at least you didn't cut yourself while
Mostly
removing
in
the hide.
chunks.
I
I'm
guess
sure some
about
will
the
want
in reference to the fake gold in the hoard, I'll turn to Dunce at some point and say, you know, I'm disappointed, but also sort of impressed.
Okay.
Wait. What do I have to roll to get a tooth? I want a tooth.
That's also dexterity.
Alright.
Track straight dex.
Okay. 16.
That is just enough to rip a tooth out.
Yeah. All right. Is it a dragon's tooth or?
Yeah, it's a dragon's tooth.
Okay. Seems valuable.
I will state that none of your, like gold, none of your items disappear. After Farzu's done skinning it, the corpse fades out of nothing. And fades into nothing.
When the corpse is fading, I'm gonna walk up behind Farzu, and I am actually gonna give him a cure wounds ranked 4, just to be nice.
Oh, don't do that. I can do the guitar. It's free.
Oh yeah. I'll wait.
So I'll play the
I was gonna say,
mandolin.
I don't know what spell slots you guys have left.
Yeah, well, the mandolin, I can do the cure wounds off of it at 3rd level.
Tell ya, I have none.
I ain't got a lot.
I have
I
my
have a
one
lot.
spell slot, and I've still got it.
Nice. So how much healing?
I still have 9 slots.
It's rolling.
Okay.
15.
15 to Farzu. As the corpse fades out, in the nest, asleep, is about 1.5 foot long baby Draco Sphinx in the nest.
I'm gonna go make him my friend. I'm gonna talk to him
Oh.
telepathically.
Oh, sorry. I also heal 5 from Hexblade's curse.
That is true.
Yeah.
You would hear nothing back as he's asleep.
Can I pet him?
I'm gonna walk away if he's gonna go pet him.
Yeah, you can pet him.
As long
back
as
up.
nobody pulls a knot, because I'd be real mad.
That was my first instinct. I ain't gonna lie.
Then gets a mimic.
You can pet
Yeah.
pet him. He's asleep. And he's probably every 30 seconds to a minute getting just a little bit bigger and growing.
Yeah, I'm gonna be backing up.
Yeah, I'm gonna back up now that I see it getting bigger.
He'll probably get to the full size he was in about an hour. Maybe a little bit more.
So we should leave.
Yeah, we should get out of here.
I mean,
Not anxious to do that again.
no, but on some level, don't we want to talk to him like the other two talked to us? If this is the 3rd one, shouldn't he be wanting to talk to us?
If he's red. Was one of those crystals red?
Yes. We have enough information to go.
We had red and blue left, but we weren't sure because it could have been either.
Reminder
But
there's
now
we
we
have
know.
enough information to solve the crystal puzzle.
Yeah, but that's not the only thing I want to do.
Oh, there's plenty of other places to explore.
Really hold up. Did anybody roll an 18 or higher when they were investigating the treasure pile?
I had a 20.
I think I rolled exactly 18.
Okay.
I had
Um,
20 something.
Sorry, because I had Tabletop Simulator up, I didn't have
21.
my notes up on that monitor. While you guys were digging through the pile, behind the larger hay pile, I'm just move Dietrich there, partially covered by the hay pile, is a secret door as well. So there are 4 doors out of this room besides the one you came in.
I'll point out the secret door
Yeah,
to whoever
let's go
hasn't
through that
seen
one.
it. Might as well.
Okay. We'll take our break there. Okay. I'll see you guys back here in a couple minutes.
All right. Well, I'm taking off at the break.
guys decided on taking the secret door?
Oh yeah, always take secret door.
Always take the
Yeah.
Is it in the wall or is it a trapdoor?
It is in the wall. So the wall
Okay.
physically opens up.
Before we go in, can I ask Emrys, do you have any more of those berries? I gave mine to Farzu, but I haven't eaten today.
I'll use the spell slot to conjure some silently
No, no,
in
no,
front
no,
of
no.
him.
Don't waste the spell slot. I'll just eat a ration pack, like while we're doing all of our other stuff.
I don't have one either. So neither does Farzu. Route.
What happened to all of them?
They last for 24 hours, so you still have 4 left.
Okay, yeah, then I'll hand him one and hand another to Farzu. I thought I had used them all.
Nope.
Thank you. I'll eat it and get 1 hit point and not have to use a ration pack today.
Then I'll hand him another one because I don't need him to revive people.
The summons 10. And like 3 people didn't take them.
Yeah, so he can have one more.
Thanks. I'll save this one in case. In case.
It did the trick for Farzu.
Yeah,
Tastes pretty good too.
Okay. Give me 1 second to scale this map down correctly. Same order entrance as usual. Lucius, Dietrich in the front, Dunce, Emrys in the middle.
We might want somebody with good investigation near the front.
Yeah, Fair usually follows Lucius.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go
She's over
third then.
Lucius's shoulder.
Soldier.
Shoulder.
He is a soldier.
Alright, because of the way the door opens, you guys can all get into the room. This is what you see.
Is there a cookie in the room?
There is a cookie. No, there's not a cookie in the room.
Oh.
A bed, some bookcases, and some tables. With a few familiar looking tablets on them.
Somebody detect magic on that bed. I don't trust beds at this moment.
Detect magic.
Because I told you that I had a bed mimic model.
Yes. Yes, that is why I'm paranoid.
That's a
Although, I
little
mean, if
fair.
the mimic is going to try to eat me while I'm laying down on it, I would just tell the mimic, don't threaten me with a good time.
As you go to cast Detect Magic, the person at the table, overlooking a few magical orbs and cacophonies and devices, that won't be necessary.
Not necessary. So then you'll just tell us all about all of the magic items in here?
Of course not, but that's besides the point.
And what is the point? Uh, before that, back up. Who did we have the pleasure of speaking with, if I might ask?
I was going to assume, as you would say, misfortune, but
I was being polite.
I'm sure you have lots of questions.
I just asked the first one, and I'm still waiting for an answer.
Then you're going to be disappointed.
What does this figure look like?
They haven't turned around yet. They're projecting their voice extremely loudly.
Does it sound elvish?
Yes.
I will speak Elvish as friends. I can't remember how it goes, but friendly greeting.
For those of you who speak Elvish, I don't actually. Who else does speak Elvish?
I think we all do.
Dunce.
I do.
Dunce doesn't, but Lucius does.
So everyone but Dunce understands this.
Everybody but Dunce understands this. Curious that you would speak Elvish. Say back in Elvish and formally greet you in Elvish as well.
I'll just reply in Elvish. Like, most of us speak Elvish.
I could just imagine Dunce with a bit of a pouty face.
Yeah. I'm missing something here. Like, he just insulted me and I don't know. He'll continue in common now. Has Elvish become more common on the surface? Or something?
It's one of the major trade languages of the world. There are elves. You know, several influential communities of elves. It's maybe not the most common language on the surface, but I would say it's certainly top 5.
Interesting.
Some of the best books are in Elvish.
I was totally bullshitting that, by the way. If that's wrong, just say so.
Oh, it's fairly common. It's fairly common now. It hasn't always been. It's close. Say you.
What I gather, so his the way he phrased his question, is Elvish more common on the surface now? What I gather that this individual has been down here for a while.
Oh, absolutely. You have what, passive 15 insight? 16?
Yes.
Yeah, you'd pick up on that the phrasing of that immediately.
How long have you been down here, my friend?
That I couldn't tell you.
What was going on up there when you first came down here?
Huh. You know, you plan out these things for years in your head when you're alone, doing nothing. And then you forget what you were going to say when the opportunity arises.
I haven't had that particular experience, but it doesn't bode well for the conversation that I will someday have with my father.
Are you the one who bound the sphinxes here?
Oh, now that's a good question. Yes.
Why?
Reasons.
Did you build this entire place? All of the mazes and caverns and different rooms?
No, I did not.
Who did, if you know?
I do. But that is information for me.
What is the purpose of this place? What treasures or artifacts is it protecting?
It's protecting several things. Mostly that's from the kingdom of above here.
The kingdom of above.
Yes.
You said there's some stone
What
tablets
kingdom?
in here. Where are those located?
On the tables in front of him.
Oh, on the tables. Okay.
My friend, the kingdom of above. Oh, this place is on a desert island in the middle of the ocean with nothing for miles and miles in any direction. What kingdom do you refer to?
Oh, interesting. I guess they didn't succeed entirely then.
Succeed at what?
You see, and he'll turn around at this point. He has a mask covering his face. Vaguely skeletonish shaped. Was probably a bright red at this point, has faded into like a not like a maroon, but like a red gray. Just like a gray that has just a hint of red into it. Tattered clothes. We were doing research down here. Well, here. I assumed I've been underground because there's a volcano, but did not suspect this.
What sort of research?
Into stopping what the elves did not understand what they were stopping, as well as the dwarves and their magic combined.
Now that this person has turned around, do we notice anything else about them? Do they look like an elf or like a drow?
They would look more like an elf, like a surface elf than a drow in terms of their complexion of their skin. However, it is very taut and bony over like a very like emaciated frame.
What I gather, just based on the other experiences we've had with Henrietta's stone, that he's talking about the devastation.
Mm-hmm.
You're referring to the event that on the surface, I believe they call it the devastation. It happened over a millennium ago.
It would certainly be devastating to everything else on the surface, I imagine.
Yes, no, the world now has a great ocean right in the middle.
Oh, and this island, well, now island, is in it.
Yes, this is now a tiny, isolated little island in the middle of a vast ocean.
Fascinating.
Also lucky for you, I suppose.
Yes.
And you very nearly went down with the ship, as they say.
I wonder where they sent it.
So you were down here working to stop the devastation from occurring?
Correct. I do not. Well, if the devastation is what you say it is, then yes.
But you were unsuccessful?
To a point. Clearly, we did not find answers in time since it happened.
But have you found those answers since? Sometime in the last 1,000 years or so.
Possibly.
My friend, you're very cryptic and enigmatic, and I respect the hell out of you for that. But if you know how to prevent another devastation, the world on the surface may need your help sooner rather than later.
Oh. I was wondering about that. If it was happening again. Because for the longest time, he spoke to me. And then the voice went away. And then I could hear the whispers again. Very recently.
And what voice is that?
And he goes to speak the answer,
I can't do it.
and the words do not pass his lips.
Do I gather that it's as Asmodeus,
He
the name that I also can't speak?
he looks at you all and goes, "Oh, they did so much more than remove it from this plane. That is impeccable work." Oh, that is going to take some undoing, yes.
Can I insight check this person?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Uh, passive 15. I will use a. Yeah, I'll use my last luck point. See if I can do better.
Okay.
18.
18.
Mm-hmm.
This guy has lost his fucking marbles doing this work.
I don't pick up any like untrustworthiness.
No, because to him, the only people that knew about this place probably were other people that served him. So to him, the fact that you came down here probably means
Mhm.
to him, like,
But I gather that he's telling the truth that they were down here trying to stop the devastation.
mm-hmm.
Then I'll say to him, all right. I think we're willing to reveal a little bit more information about who we are if you can meet us halfway. Does that sound like a good deal?
If you're here, I assume he sent you. Nobody else should know that I'm here. I put enough things in the way to stop
I
anybody
can
who doesn't
almost
seriously try.
I can just about promise you, my friend, no one who knows you're here is still alive.
But the work you're working on, would you require any help with it while we're here? If we have been sent, would you care to show us what you've been working on? Get us back up to speed?
Trying to persuade him or deceive him?
Persuade.
Roll a persuasion check.
I will spend an inspiration on that. 18.
I mean, there's so much to go over. This would take.
Sorry, can I
Yes.
roll to see if I can give fair advantage? If you want to roll another one, see if you get even higher,
Not
or
a
can
good.
you not get higher than that?
It was a 17 on the die. I only have a +1, so I couldn't. It's not likely that I could do much better.
All right. Well, I'll also just say to him, like, yes, like we're here to help, and I'll try to. Yeah, that's a 12, so you have advantage, I think.
Yeah.
So
So you
see
can.
if you can
I
get
mean, you
any
can
higher.
save. You can save the inspiration if you want to instead, and take the 18. 2.
I'll give it one more shot.
Okay.
This is what, like a 15% chance?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was not the 15%. 18.
18 it is. I mean, the issue is this is so much work because obviously I've spent so much time down here. To catch you up would be very difficult.
I will start to approach the tables with the stone tablets and ask, well, what can you tell me about these?
Oh, those were orders, so that they couldn't be destroyed by water or by other means.
From here, can I see the writing on them?
Yes, I'll say about 15, about 10 feet out. You can see the writing on them.
Okay. Does it look similar to the writing on the stone that I have?
It does. It doesn't look like your piece of stone came from any of the 3 tablets he has, though.
Did they look like the same material?
Yes.
I will cast Comprehend Languages.
Yeah, so those are our orders, with ideas possibly on how to succeed and stop the spell that they were casting. But, apparently none of the mages that were sent off could crack it.
So wait, you were receiving orders from this Lord of the Nine Hells?
Oh, yes, he gave me these tablets to work on this problem.
So the Lord of the Nine Hells had you working down here for over 1,000 years to try to stop the devastation.
Well, I don't think I was supposed to be down here this long, no.
But the Lord of the Nine Hells is interested in stopping the devastation?
Why wouldn't he be?
Why would he be? I don't know much about him.
If I get close enough to the tablets, can I read them?
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second.
Okay, sorry.
You're good. You see, oh, I don't even know where to begin. If you really came here from him, I don't know why he didn't tell you this, but
Assume we know nothing.
in his realm, he has immense power. Obviously, as the Lord of the Nine Hells. And he can transfer that power through to the material plane. But those who do not see the beauty of it try to stop it. So those who sought to destroy it and destroy his power meddled with things they didn't understand. And unleashed something incidentally darker.
So you're saying that the devastation took place as almost a side effect of the magic that was used to banish the devil.
They were not trying to banish the devil. They were trying to banish what they unleashed to stop the devil.
So they unleashed something to try to stop him,
And they deserve to reap what they sowed.
and it was bad. Sounds like it got the job done. They banished him, but it was also bad. And then they unleashed something else to try to stop that first thing. And that was also bad. And then kaboom.
It's entirely possible, yes, if what you say is all true.
I think I've got someone you need to meet. She works in one of the older elvish libraries, still standing.
Ah. Interesting. So
If
they
we could
only...
if we could convince you to come to the surface, there are people up there who need to know this information.
So they only took Oderon.
Huh?
Yes. You can't... Magic is amazing. It can do these many things. But there are certain laws that it also follows. You can transmutate, transfigure, create illusions. But to destroy something, you don't actually destroy it, necessarily. On that large of a scale, it has to go somewhere. I mean, it could go to all these little tiny things in little tiny pieces. But from what I know of the magic they were trying, from these notes, I'll put his hand on the book on the table. That's not what they were trying to do.
What do you know about the dwarven guiding stones?
Theoretically, through the right type of containment magic spells, if you empowered them with pillars of stones that could have innate magic inside them, mithril, adamantine, other materials, theoretically they could empower a spell and create a containment field. It was all theoretical back then. I imagine if it was devastated, that magic technology has been set back centuries, if not millennia.
Back up for a moment. What is a containment field? Because I live in medieval times and I have no frame of reference from modern physics.
Containment field is if you only want a spell to affect a certain area. You can contain the effects within a field, essentially.
And if one of the the guiding stones was activated in this way, what would be the effects of such a containment field?
Like multiples around something.
Just one stone
If you were
with
to
this mithril or adamantine
if
pillar
you were
that you
to
speak of.
put magic back through it after it had been used as a spell.
And what would be the result of something like that?
If
Anything
you
you
did,
wanted? Or...
if you did that, if you used it for a spell, and then ran magic back through it.
What about, could you use it to transport people
I mean,
through time or through space or...
theoretically, you could use it to teleport farther and faster. More people, a larger area.
What about stronger?
Have I read anything about this sort of magic in my arcane studies?
Make a history check.
History. 18.
It is entirely theoretical, and even with some of the best magicians working on it, centuries away, possibly.
Okay. But there are no records of it having been done.
Or if they have, they're not available to a lot of people.
Yeah. Okay.
would it be a... Could I draw the conclusion that he's talking about what we saw the Dwergar doing?
He's asking
the
if you saw.
mithril?
Essentially, what he's asking is, did you see somebody try to use it inappropriately, like after it's used for a spell, running magic back through it? So essentially, what the Dwergar were doing.
Yes, we have witnessed such an event.
It would depend on what spell it was used for, but theoretically, it could pull particles. Well, not really particles, but like objects back through if they were teleported in twisted form. It could do all sorts of things. Again, it was theoretical.
We briefly, well, I guess not we, but our friend who works at this library was briefly in possession of one of these stones. It's in a safe place now. But your research seems to line up with what we've already been able to find out.
Yes, the key was we needed to find something to block the containment stones. To stop them from being able to expand the spell. But it's difficult. Anti-magic is much harder than regular magic.
I think you're long since past the limits of my knowledge, but there are certainly some people that I'd like you to meet.
Okay.
But if, and I hope we've earned your trust a bit, I hope, if you don't mind me asking again for your name, my friend.
Up before everything happened, I was a mage. By the name of Treverin. Ignore the mini. I forgot the apostrophe on it. So you were going to read the stones.
Yeah.
They, and I'll just give a summary to make it a little bit faster. They are a magical summation of how someone with a god level perception of magic would perceive what the elves and the dwarves were trying to do. With the containment field using dwarven smithed mithril stones, essentially, guide stones, essentially, to cast some type of destruction or teleportation spell large enough to stop what was happening in Odoron.
Okay.
And secondarily, also something about mortal races reaping what they sow, unleashing this upon themselves to try and stop me.
Mm-hmm.
Egomaniacal bullshit.
Right, because the Lord of the Nine Hells actually wrote these, right?
Based off your reading of them, yes.
I thought we don't
Interesting.
like the Lord of the Nine Hells. And this guy works for them.
Are you saying this out loud?
Above game.
I think what he was telling us is it's not so much that. So it's my understanding above game is magic was done to try to banish Asmodeus, and it worked, but that magic like lingers and it was having really bad effects, and they tried to get rid of that magic, and the devastation happened. And
You're
I
like
think
half correct.
Asmodeus. Okay,
So,
which half?
second half. The first half is they messed with spells they did not know what they did, and they accidentally brought in something worse, is what he said directly, too.
And they did that in order to try to get rid of Asmodeus.
Yes,
And it
But
was successful, but the thing they brought in was worse.
correct. So then they locked the kingdom, and then they did what they did to the kingdom, which caused the devastation. Yep.
So now Asmodeus, who's been banished, you can't even say his name on this plane anymore. He's trying to get unbanished and get back, which might be bad. But also that means like he's interested in stopping another devastation from happening because he doesn't just want to get re-banished.
Or stop the thing that stopped him from last time from coming in.
Right.
One of the two.
So like the work, so like between this person, Trevarin, and like the elves in the library at Alarion, they're kind of doing the same work and working toward the same goal, just for very different purposes.
Yeah,
Is
that's
that
kind of the way that I
accurate?
was going with.
Yeah, fairly accurate. From what you know now, that seems to be.
Then in game, I've got full charges on my Wand of Sending right now. So I will take all 4 charges and 100 words to just, and I'll sit down and write it out and cross out unnecessary words and everything just to get it as concise as possible. I just want to tell Henrietta as much of this as possible.
Okay. Yeah, easy enough to do. Are you going to use all the charges or no?
As many as I have to.
Okay. How many charges does it have normally? 3 total?
It has 4,
Okay.
and it regains a D4 charges every morning.
And it's 25 words per?
Yeah.
I'll say it probably takes 2 charges just to get the point across.
Okay. Thank you. I wasn't really interested in trying to like boil that down into
Yeah,
short
I was
sentences.
thinking of how many
but-
words you would need, yeah.
It's like we found someone well over 1,000 years old who's been down here the entire time, working on kind of the same stuff you're working on, but for very different reasons.
Yeah.
Interested in a meeting? Question mark. Like,
It'll be about 10 minutes before you get a response, as Henrietta has digested what you have just told her and gone off to. Is it daytime or is it more nighttime?
It would be afternoon at this point.
So, gone to find the queen. To not fully, but enough explain this information
Okay.
to see what her take on it and if a meeting would be wanted.
Okay.
While Dietrich is on the phone, Fair will try to make more conversation with Treverin, try and find out more about what he's working on.
This is the whole point, was to try and find something to like disrupt the magical barrier between the stones, either the connections they make lengthwise or as a whole within the field, to stop the spell from having effect over the entire area. Obviously, that's very tricky because using latent magic with inside objects that is not ley lines does a lot of really tricky things. And then they'll stop on that sentence. And they'll take their mask off and put it on the table behind them. They've turned to look at you now. You see the face is like they are being kept alive by some type of magic has been placed on them to keep them alive until they're no longer probably serve as Tasmodians at this point. And they look at Dietrich and they look at Fair, and the voice suddenly changes. Oh, you think you're clever. You think you can get this out of someone working for me. Oh, fun. It's nice to finally meet you all. So
you haven't been banished enough, I see.
It takes a lot to banish a god. Forever.
I can imagine.
There's always cracks in the system.
could you answer me a question? Oh, God.
I prefer Lord, but continue.
Well, my lord, I was just wondering, are we related? People keep telling me I look like you. I don't. Do you see it? I'm not sure I see it.
We're gonna have to compare and take notes when I fully return to this plane, I guess. But it's entirely possible somebody in your family made a deal with me.
No, it's possible that a few of them did.
Interesting. very interesting. And I'll lean a little bit closer. I see a bit of the resemblance.
So, what exactly are your plans for this plane once you do return?
Mainly use it as a factory for souls for the Blood War. You know, the usual.
Well, that sounds incredibly metal, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure people in this world would be too happy about that. Souls for the Blood War.
Right? Fucking metal as hell. I hate to say it, but it doesn't really matter what this world wants. It matters what I want. It
Look,
matters
I
in
respect
keeping the balance of all things.
the hustle. I really do. But I don't know. I mean, I don't get me wrong. This world sucks in a lot of ways, but I'm not sure I'd go so far as Souls for the Blood War.
Oh. How far would you go?
It's a question that I still need to answer. But it seems to me that you're still trapped over there, wherever you are, and you're trying to get here, and to do that, you need our help. Well, you need someone's help.
Oh, I'll absolutely take your help because you have what I need to come back.
Suppose for the moment that that's actually what we want. What kind of help are we talking about? What is it that you require?
Mostly getting his body to a place where I can inhabit it and use it to transform into my full self on the other side of the
Treve-
banishment.
Treveran's body.
No. The vessel that was picked for me, given to me by a servant.
Friend in the tin can.
Indeed. And where exactly would you like us to bring him?
And of course, the ritual's already been made ready in Stormmaw. And then your friend interfered and took the body away. Incidentally, of course. It was not intentional, it was a failure of the ritual. But it still happened.
So you need him to go to Stormmaw. Is that it?
Yes, of course, everything else has been prepared.
And if we don't agree to bring our friend to Stormmaw, what happens next? It seems to me that if he just stays away from that place, you're trapped on the other side of whatever veil you're on the other side of. We don't need to worry about souls for the Blood War.
Only until I make more and more cracks and break through anyway. And that way, you don't get something in return from me.
And what are you offering?
What do you want to make a wish for?
Above game, I'm not sure I feel comfortable having this conversation any further without Lucius here.
100%, yeah. I really thought you guys were gonna
Yeah,
scoot. I thought you guys were gonna scoot around this room, to be completely honest.
I think we should hold till Lucius is around.
Yep. Cause it goes sideways. Very
Yeah,
easily.
no, it just, yeah.
But yeah. So I guess we'll hold it there. Who's Charlie? I'm so confused.
You had a cat named Charlie?
No, somebody did a face task Charlie, and I was like, what? New campaign, let's go. So we'll call it early here. We'll be out nice and early.
Okay. Oh, I was hoping to fuck more shit up. Or at least take a long rest.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, a long rest would be great.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens next week. Yeah, we'll see you guys then. Monday will be live early at 8 to adjust for everything. And then we'll be back next Wednesday at 9 for see what happens in this clusterfuck. Till then, guys. Bye.